Turkey's done. Watch out, Hank. By the time I get these out, it'll probably be too cold to pull it apart though. That's unfortunate. Alright, lens is free. Alright, I'm going to attempt to take this all out so I can clean this because it's full of junk and dust. And there's that piece. So now I'll just wash this out. Alright, so unfortunately my camera died. I didn't get my footage of putting this lens back on, but it went good. I basically lightly placed this on the housing, I put it back in the oven, I let it warm up, let it almost, you know, gravity, let it sink itself back in, and then I pulled it out, clipped it all down, and put the screws in it that I could. Obviously this one's broken off and missing, but I could do the other 3. So 1, 2, 3, those are all in. And it worked out pretty good, I think. Task will be to try and fix this mount here. So I think I'm going to try and cut this off flush so it's smooth. And then from this other housing that's quite broken, the one with the big hole in it here and stuff, I'll try and do the same thing. I'll try and cut this off as flush as I can so that it's normal height, and then I'll either weld it, or honestly I think epoxy will be stronger. I'll probably buy some epoxy and try and epoxy that down into place. And then I still also need to plastic weld this crack, and I don't think I'll epoxy that. I think I'll just drill a small hole at the end of the crack here and a small hole here, and then I'll just slowly weld that so it should give it enough structure, and then it won't let anything get in there too. And then we should be good to go. I'm not going to polish these yet. This lens is obviously a little bit scuffed and dirty, but I'll get the car all together. I'll get them on the car. Once the car is painted and on the road, I'll probably take them to a friend of mine and have them PPF'd, and then they'll look dialed after that. So the driver's side one is good to go. Obviously, its brackets on there. It has no broken tabs. Everything is 100% intact, with the exception of there's just a little piece missing right there, but it doesn't do anything. It's just visual. So that one is good to go. And like I said, I am doing the 12 headlights, so it'll be amber on the front, and I'm even considering having amber put on this section of the rear tail light and leaving this clear. It's kind of for me, I used to be into Mustangs before I was into Civics, and the like '01 Cobras, I think it was, had half amber and half clear, and they're super rare and super sought after, so I thought it'd be kind of a cool throwback to my history to have something like that, and then it'll also kind of match with the front, so I think that'd look pretty cool. All right, I got my super custom hand bandsaw set up here. It's high tech. I'm just gonna see if I can slowly cut that off flush, and then if I have to file it or sand it flat when I'm done, I'll do that. All right, so that's pretty decent. Obviously, I still got a bit there. I'll try and maybe, break out the Dremel and try and get that flush. That should probably do the trick. Or not. I don't know. All right, you folks at home, put on your eye protection because plastic's about to come flying. Could be loud too, so earmuffs recommended. All right, for now, I'm not gonna go too much farther than that. I might just hit that with a little bit of sandpaper to try and flatten it out. What flavors do we have? Yep, that'll work. Yeah. All right, that's good enough for now. To be honest, it's probably gonna be ugly as all sin by the time it's done and gooped on there, but you'll never see it. And as long as it's strong enough that my headlight ain't going nowhere, I'll be happy. So after looking at this for 13.7 seconds, I realized that I probably don't want to cut it off with this. When I did this little piece, that way you can see how much of an angle it cut on. So I don't want to do that with this, otherwise it's never going to sit nicely on that housing. So I'm actually just going to go the full destruction route. I'm going to pull this lens out, and I'm going to cut just a big chunk of this right out of here. The battery operated hacksaw. What am I doing again? This one, that's right. I remember now. It's coming back to me. Oh, it's dead. Who'd have thunk it? It's more like it. That works. Ooh, let's pop that out of there. That's like 80 cents, man. Junk. Ooh. I'm about to cut a thumb off. Here. Success. That's gonna be pretty close. I think that is, whatever that thickness is, probably 1/8 of an inch too high. Right? It's supposed to sit there just like that. Well, where is it supposed to be? Something like that. Like I said, I'll put the bracket on it and make sure I get it in the right spot. But that's super close. It's a good start. All right, so I'm just mocking it up here. I put the bracket's on, and the little plastic piece I have cut is bolted to the bracket. It's supposed to come out something like this, I believe. I don't know though, because I did not take it apart. And then this guy. So with those two bolts installed, this is really freaking hard to see, not gonna lie. Okay, so it looks like I can line that back bolt hole up. My only question is, if this front piece is pushed 1/8 down, that's gonna put, even once that's tight, that's gonna technically put this end of the bracket 1/8 of an inch down, which will then put my bumper farther down from my headlights. So I was hoping to be able to do it this way because I think it'll be a stronger connection, but I really don't want to sacrifice bumper fitment. So I might not do it that way. Might continue to grind that little piece of plastic down and then epoxy the living crap out of it until it's never coming off again. It's definitely pretty thin there now. Thing is, if this ends up being a little too low, I can always shim between this and the plastic, I suppose, to achieve that perfect fit. Remember, this should be slightly loose too because it can move around. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest, because that's not on there right now. Okay, I might just put a bolt in that so that end of it's tight. It's kind of grubby looking. One will work. Okay, so that's tight to there, and this can move around freely-ish. So I'm thinking just like that. I should just mark that with a Sharpie. When I can get some epoxy, and we can clamp it down. Basically right there, just like that. So I might do some research, see if JB Weld's good, or if there's something better I could use for plastic. And yeah, I think if I clamp that down and just goo the heck out of it, it'll, I think that'll be a strong fix. And then I still gotta fix that as well. But that's not a big deal. Cool. This is gonna work out pretty good, I think. Spoon. If you know, you know. Well, I got 1/2 of a JB Quick. If we could just gasket maker, wow, English, it on there. Nope. And I got more silicone, so yeah, I don't have any options, so I'm gonna have to go to town and get something to finish that off. Also, safety glasses, people. I don't want to have to tell you every time. Oh, I'm just going to stop there. That's enough. It'll do the trick. Stacking dimes. Nope. Definitely not. All right. Is this a strong fix? I have no idea. I'm gonna venture to say nope. I'll let this cool down for a second and then I'll see how it is. It looks alright-ish. Like I said, if it is strong, I'll run a bead of silicone over it. I'll clean it and run a bead of silicone over it to keep any moisture out. But okay, let's see. Oh, you know, that feels pretty good. I'm flexing on it pretty good there, and it ain't moving. I don't want to like hang my body weight off of it, but I think for what we need, that's gonna do the trick. So success. As I smash it on the bench, probably break it. That basically wraps it up for the headlights. Sorry the audio wasn't very good when I was in my house. My girlfriend was in her office and I was trying to be quiet. Mostly because I think I'm embarrassed about talking to nobody. Not quite used to that yet. But yeah, they're finished up. Other than I just need to get epoxy to attach the piece of plastic to the one headlight. I'm not gonna film that. What I'll do is after I get the epoxy and I get it on there, I'll show you guys the finished product before I put it on the car, but I'm not gonna film any more of that. So yes, thanks for watching and hope to see you guys next time.